There are moments when obeying God doesn't bring applause. It brings silence. It brings distance. It brings loneliness. If you've ever followed God and felt like everyone else walked away, this message is for you. We live in a world that celebrates crowds, noise, and approval. Social media rewards agreement. Culture rewards compromise. But obedience to God often leads the opposite direction. Many believers today feel isolated not because they abandoned their faith, but because they chose to obey. You stopped doing what everyone else was doing. You walked away from certain habits, relationships, or paths, and suddenly, it feels quiet. Lonely obedience can make you wonder, did I hear God correctly? Why does following Him feel so hard? The Bible speaks directly to this moment. Verse 1 is from Genesis chapter 12 verse 1. The Lord had said to Abram, "Go from your country, your people and your father's household to the land I will show you." God didn't give Abraham a map. He didn't explain the timeline. He simply said, "Go." Obedience began with separation. From familiarity, from comfort, from people he loved. Following God often means leaving what feels safe before seeing what He promised. Verse 2 is from Matthew chapter 7 verse 13 to 14. Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction. But small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. Jesus never said obedience would be popular. He said it would be narrow. Loneliness is not proof you're on the wrong path. Sometimes it's confirmation you're on the narrow one. Verse 3 is from Psalm chapter 25 verse 14. The Lord confides in those who fear Him. He makes His covenant known to them. God shares deeper intimacy with those who obey Him even when no one else sees. What feels like isolation may actually be invitation. Here's what many Christians misunderstand. They expect obedience to feel rewarding immediately. But often, obedience feels costly before it feels meaningful. Joseph obeyed God and was imprisoned. David obeyed God and lived in caves. Jeremiah obeyed God and was rejected. Loneliness does not mean God has left you. It often means He's preparing you. God does some of His deepest work in private obedience, where there is no audience, no validation, and no applause, because obedience shapes character before it changes circumstances. Let me speak directly to you. If obedience has cost you friendships, God sees it. If doing the right thing made others misunderstand you, God understands you. If walking away from sin made life feel quieter, God is near in the quiet. Jesus Himself experienced this loneliness. John chapter 6 verse 66. From this time many of His disciples turned back and no longer followed Him. Even Jesus was left by the crowd. Yet He did not chase approval. He remained faithful to the Father. Hebrews chapter 12 verse 2. And Scripture says, "For the joy set before Him, He endured the cross." Lonely obedience today is producing eternal fruit tomorrow. If obedience feels lonely right now, don't turn back. Don't compromise. Don't doubt what God spoke to you in the light because of how it feels in the dark. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not walking alone. God walks closely with those who choose Him even when the path is quiet. Tonight, take a moment to pray. Ask God to strengthen your obedience. Thank Him for walking with you even when no one else does. And remember this truth. Lonely obedience is often the birthplace of deep faith. Stay faithful. God is closer than you think. If this message encouraged you, take a moment to reflect on it, pray over it, and trust God with your next step.